Ryan here, Superintendent of Grapevine Colleyville ISD, and today I'm visiting with a high school teacher about some things that are happening in his class. I've got Coach DJ Hammonds from Grapevine High School, the soccer coach, and also a world history teacher. Welcome, Coach Hammonds.
Hi, thank you for having me.
All right, you bet. Thank you for stepping up and talking to us about what you got going on. So a little bird told me that you've been working on an app for your world history class, and so you sent it to me over the weekend. I checked it out, man. It's really interesting. So tell us about the app that you've got for your world history students.
It's basically kind of a new platform. Kind of organizes information for kids in a way that they're used to consuming it. I was on a webinar from the United Soccer Coaches Association on how to implement glide apps. And as far as sending out training to your team during this time when we're out and making sure that they had access to demonstrations and things along those lines, and started thinking about, an educational application as far as being able to put content out there in a way that kids can easily consume it. Because I know right now lots of kids are inundated with a ton of emails and things like that. If they had just one place where they could go for the world history, boom, this is easy, it's done. They can work at their pace, and it's kind of organized in a nice checklist type fashion.
Yeah, so you're about ready to launch this thing. So talk about the process, how much work it is to be able to put content on there, and then what your plans are once you launch it to your students.
It's relatively easy. Largely the app runs off of Google Sheets. The process is largely just making sure you have all of your files, your presentations, your notes, everything converted over into a Google Doc, a Google Sheet, and anything from there is shared via the Glide app. Glide apps it's a free software, and it's just a matter of setting it up correctly. Dropping in all of the links and then organizing it in Glide Apps, the Glide Apps platform, and it's relatively simple. It's not difficult. I'm by no means a technological guru. Know just enough to get myself in trouble, but it's relatively easy. And someone who has some technological wherewithal and some vision could make this thing pretty special.
Well, I've looked at it, and it looks very interesting. It looks engaging, and you were able to put pictures in there. You were able to put questions. I mean, it's clear that this is a good teaching tool for you to be able to use. Let's say that we eventually come back to school. How would you say that you would continue to use this app, even though we're still sitting in class? Whenever it is that we come back.
To me, it's another way to communicate and give kids access to what we're doing in class. Google Classroom is fantastic as long as they've signed up for it, as long as they are getting the emails and actually actively checking those things. If at the beginning of the year, when everyone's all fired up about being at school and the app we download the app and put it on their phone, it's really simple. Just slide over there, click the app, and in a way they're off and running. It does allow us to kind of pace. You don't have to throw all the information out there. It allows us to kind of stay with the pace of how we want to go, the scope and sequence that we have. And largely, it puts it in a format that the kids are familiar with. It's easily consumable, right. And which is kind of the biggest thing for me.
Well, so I was able to navigate through there. It's very interesting, and I just want to commend you for your work. It's kind of a unique situation that you take an app that you really thought was coming to you for soccer, and you turn it into something for world history. So let's touch a little bit on soccer. Man, you were right on the verge of playoffs season here in soccer, and then we go on spring break, and we don't come back from spring break. So talk to me about as a leader, as a coach, how you've handled that, how your student athletes have handled that, and kind of what's going on with Grapevine High School soccer.
It's been difficult. We're communicating with our kids and trying to get all the information out to them, staying in contact with them, and it's kind of, like you said, it's kind of hard to believe. We go to spring break, we have a game over spring break, and everything's kind of, we're doing all right, and then it just ripped away from us. It feels I have a lot of empathy, for our seniors, some kids who've been here for 4 years, as long as I have. They're freshman class when I got here, and they're special to me, and it really hurts me to see something that means so much to them be taken away. Uh, but all we can do is continue to hope that UIL is doing everything that they can, and from everything that we've seen, they're working hard, and but ultimately it's going to be out of their hands, so our kids just stay ready in the hopes that we can, get the playoffs going and conclude our season. But if not, then be proud of what we have accomplished and be able to move on from there.
Exactly. It's the kind of thing that we learn in sports. Sports is about overcoming adversity and all those kinds of things. And this is a very unfortunate life application to the kinds of things that we teach through athletics. Would you agree?
Yes, sir. It's one of the things that you kind of take for granted sometimes. That high school season is always there. My season's always going to be there. No one saw this coming. That our season would be just taken away, and it really kind of helps me put in perspective the finality. There's finality for seniors, but the finality for the juniors and the sophomores and the kids that we have returning, and really understanding that taking advantage of every opportunity that you have every day is an imperative, because you just don't know when something can be taken away from you.
That's exactly right. And so I just want to say thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your leadership in soccer, but also for your leadership in world history. And I think you're making things happen that, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we would not have even dreamed that we were going to be doing. And so I just want to say thanks to my guest today, Coach DJ Hammonds from Grapevine High School. We really appreciate what you and all of your colleagues across GCISD are doing to really make the best situation possible for our students and for their families, and we continue to build excellent schools together.
Thank you. I appreciate it.